Today, we're diving into a really big problem for anyone in urban development. Seriously, how do you find those hidden gems when you're just buried in a mountain of data? We're going to look at a tool called Rise, which is designed to do exactly that.
Okay, let's just get right to it. This is the central question, right? For any developer, investor, or planner out there, in a world that is just overflowing with information, how on earth do you find the real signal, that genuine opportunity, in a massive sea of data noise?
I mean, think about it. Modern cities are basically giant data factories. Every single day, they're turning out this tidal wave of information. We're talking zoning codes, market trends that shift on a dime, demographic reports, environmental surveys. It's just this constant, overwhelming flood of disconnected data points.
And here's the kicker. This isn't just some small inconvenience. All that data overload leads to a very real, very frustrating problem called analysis paralysis. You know what I'm talking about. Teams just get stuck, decisions get pushed back, and in a market that moves this fast, that means missed opportunities and some seriously costly delays. So that's the core challenge we're looking at. Professionals are, for all intents and purposes, drowning in urban data. They just can't get to the insights they need to make a confident, decisive move.
But what if you had a partner designed to navigate all that for you? So let's pivot from the problem to the solution and talk about Rise, which is framed as an AI copilot.
And let's be super clear about what AI Copilot actually means. This isn't about replacing human experts. No way. It's about empowering them. Think of it like an intelligent partner that handles all the mind-numbing complexity, so the experts, the architects, the planners, the developers, can focus on what they do best, building the future.
At its heart, the mission for Rise is pretty simple, and I love this. It's all about transforming that messy, complex, noisy urban data into clear, actionable intelligence that you can actually build on.
So how does it pull this off? Well, it starts by just drinking in these massive, diverse data sets. Then it analyzes all that info in real time, and this is the cool part, it uses a customizable scoring engine to bubble up those high-potential opportunities that pretty much everyone else is missing.
And this is where it gets really powerful, that customizable scoring engine. It looks at every opportunity through 8 different lenses, things like market, zoning, mobility, all the way to heritage. But here's the thing. You get to decide what matters most. So for example, say a city really wants to preserve its unique character. They could dial up the heritage score to, say, 25%. Boom! Instantly, properties with historical significance shoot right to the top of the list. That level of control is an absolute game changer.
Okay, so that all sounds great, but how does it actually work in practice? Well, Rise uses a really simple and memorable process they call the 4-step flight plan.
It all kicks off with step 1, find. It uses AI to scan for potential parcels you probably would have missed otherwise. Then you move to step 2, match. This is where you score those opportunities against your specific project goals, like that heritage score we were just talking about. From there, it's step 3, decide. You dig deep into the top matches with all the contextual data you could want. And all of that leads to the final and most important step, number 4, transform. Now you can move forward with real, data-backed confidence.
All right, so that's the theory. But does it work in the real world? Let's take a look at the proof in the parcels with a really interesting case study from Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. Check out Bibb Street. Rise flagged a property with a super high heritage score. So what? Well, it pointed to a culturally significant building that the market was totally overlooking. The potential? A perfect spot for a boutique hotel. Now look at Upper Wetumpka Road, a high mobility score. Why? Because it's right near a new transit line, making it a prime location for mixed-use residential. And then there's Terminal Road. A near-perfect zoning score made it a total no-brainer for a new logistics hub. 3 totally different properties, 3 crystal-clear opportunities, all pulled from that same chaotic sea of data.
And this is absolutely crucial. This isn't a one-and-done kind of analysis. We all know markets are constantly changing. So as conditions shift or as new data rolls in, Rise gives you real-time valuation updates. That means your decisions are always based on the absolute latest intelligence.
So let's pull all this together. What's the final verdict on what a system like this really brings to the table? It really boils down to this. When you can see the true value of a property in real time, you can make decisions that lead to real-world results. It's a simple connection, but it's incredibly powerful. At the end of the day, a tool like Rise isn't about data for the sake of data. It's about empowering people, real people, to make smarter, faster, and way more confident urban development decisions that will, quite literally,
shape the future of our cities.
And maybe the single most important thing to take away from all of this, RISE is production ready. This isn't some concept or a vague promise about the future. It's a real, capable tool that's available right now.
And that leaves us with one last big question. Now that the signal has finally been separated from the noise, what will you build?